General Staff Summary as of 8 a.m. on September 25th, 2025. 225 clashes in just 24 hours. Think about that for a second. That's contact with the enemy every 6 minutes. 87 of those happened around Pokrovsk, which tells you everything about how hot that area has become. But here's what's really impressive. Ukrainian forces weren't just defending. They went on the offensive. Missile units and artillery struck back hard, hitting command centers and ammunition depots. You can imagine the explosions lighting up the night sky. The Russian Brigade's 4th Battalion was out there doing what they do best, stopping Russian attacks cold. One by one, they picked off invaders who thought they could launch surprise attacks near Pokrovsk. This isn't just about numbers on a report. Every single clash represents soldiers under intense pressure, making split-second decisions that could mean life or death. And guess what? They're not just holding the line anymore. They're pushing back. Special Operations Forces hit the logistics center of the 810th Marine Brigade in Kursk region. Picture this. It's the middle of the night on September 18th. While most people are sleeping, Ukrainian Special Operations Forces are deep behind enemy lines in Kursk region. Their target? The 810th Marine Brigade's logistics center. And they didn't just hit one building. They took out everything. Equipment storage, ammunition depots, secret weapon stashes. The whole operation went up in flames. Now here's the thing about the 810th Brigade. These aren't just regular soldiers. This unit has been involved in some of the worst war crimes, including executing Ukrainian prisoners. So hitting them where it hurts most? That's justice. You have to understand what losing a logistics center means. Imagine if someone destroyed every grocery store, gas station, and supply depot in your city. That's what just happened to an entire Russian brigade. They can't fight without supplies, and now they're stuck with whatever they had in their pockets. The Ukrainian Special Forces motto is always beyond borders, and they're proving it's not just words on a patch. They're showing that nowhere is safe for war criminals. Friends, if you, like us, want Ukraine to win, write Slava Ukraine in the comments. The reconnaissance units of the 15th Separate Artillery Reconnaissance Brigade Chorny Lis detected a Russian Buk M2 air defense system and launched a missile attack. 30 seconds, boom. One shot, one kill. The Chorny Lis Brigade spotted a Russian Buk M2 air defense system and didn't hesitate. You won't believe how satisfying it is to watch a multi-million-dollar system just disappear. These Buk systems are supposed to protect Russian forces from air attacks, but now there's a huge gap in their coverage. That's going to make life a lot easier for Ukrainian pilots. You're about to watch a rarely seen footage. Okay, this is wild. We're talking about a Ukrainian drone literally hunting down a Russian Lancet kamikaze drone. In midair, have you ever seen anything like this? One drone chasing another through the sky like some kind of sci-fi movie. But this is real. In Sumy region, the 8th Regiment of Special Operations Forces used a ground robot to cross a mined road. Picture this. There's a road ahead, but it's packed with mines. One wrong step and boom, game over. So what do Ukrainian Special Forces do? They send in a ground robot to clear the path. It's like having a mechanical soldier that can take the hits so the real soldiers don't have to. But this isn't just about one robot on one road. This represents a massive shift in how modern armies operate. Think about it. Traditionally, soldiers would have to risk their lives probing for mines, using metal detectors, or sending someone ahead to trigger explosions. Now, let the machines do the dangerous work. The 8th Regiment used this technology to open up a safe route all the way to the state border. But they didn't stop there. They cleared out and took control of a settlement in the Bilopil area along the way. That's military efficiency at its finest. Use technology to stay safe, then use that safety advantage to liberate territory and push forward. Invaders can't hide. Here's the reality for Russian soldiers right now. There's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. The 110th Brigade's drone battalion is hunting them down everywhere. Abandoned buildings? Checked. Underground shelters? Found. Field bunkers? Discovered. Logistics centers? Destroyed. Can you imagine living under that kind of pressure? Every shadow could hide in a camera. Every sound could be a drone coming for you. These FPV scouts are like electronic bloodhounds. They find the targets, and then the kamikaze drones finish the job. It's psychological warfare at its finest. When you can't trust any hiding spot, when you're constantly looking over your shoulder, how can you focus on fighting? You can't, and that's exactly the point. We have a new solution for combating enemy drones. The main advantage of this combat method is that the drone continues to lie in ambush, and the operator does not waste working time waiting for the target. When the target appears, like a spider, it throws its web and neutralizes the invader drone. SBU Special Forces Unit A shot down an enemy FPV drone that was tracking their vehicles. You've probably seen those heartbreaking videos where soldiers try to shoot down drones and, well, it doesn't end well. But these SBU guys, they're different. When a drone comes after them, they don't panic. They aim, they shoot, they win. Moving target, stationary target, doesn't matter. These are the kind of soldiers you want on your side. UAV operators hit enemy logistics facilities and troop concentrations in Kherson region. The drone operators in Kherson region had themselves a field day. They hit everything that moved and everything that didn't. Logistics facilities went up in smoke. Armored vehicles preparing for attacks got turned into scrap metal, and transport trucks became burning roadblocks. But here's what makes this really significant. Kherson isn't just another battlefield. It's like the crossroads of the entire southern front. Think of it as a major highway intersection where all the supply routes meet. When you control what gets through Kherson, you are basically controlling the lifeline for Russian forces across a huge area. These weren't just random strikes either. The operators systematically targeted everything that keeps an army running. Fuel depots that power the war machine, ammunition storage that feeds the guns, communication hubs that coordinate attacks, all of it got hit. You can imagine the chaos when supply convoys start exploding and command posts go silent. Ukrainian FPV operator demonstrates extraordinary skills, entering impossible places and destroying invaders. These drone pilots have turned warfare into an art form. Picture threading a needle while riding a roller coaster. That's what these guys do every day. Flying through narrow corridors, making impossible turns, finding targets in the most hidden spots. It takes incredible skill. But more than that, it takes nerves of steel. One wrong move and your expensive drone becomes scrap metal. But when they nail a perfect shot, when they take out an enemy hiding where no human soldier could reach, that's when you know you're watching masters at work. Soldiers of the Marine Brigade continue to methodically destroy the enemy in the Kupyansk direction, 50 seconds. The Marine Brigade doesn't mess around. In just 1 week, they systematically tore apart everything the Russians had in Kupyansk. Personnel, firing positions, ammunition storage, vehicles, shelters, gone. But here's the clever part. They also destroyed communication equipment. You know what happens when an army can't talk to itself? Chaos. Imagine trying to coordinate an attack when your radios are dead and your internet is down. Every destroyed piece of equipment brings victory closer and makes Ukrainian positions stronger. It's like dismantling your opponent piece by piece in a chess game. Fortifications in Donetsk region vary significantly, 55 seconds. The days of simple trenches are over. We're talking about serious underground fortifications now, the kind that take real planning to crack. Fighting has gotten more complex, more tactical. You have to wait for exactly the right moment. But Ukrainian forces have adapted with something called the ski technique. Picture this. They drive the enemy into their shelter, and before the Russians can block the entrance, an FPV drone slips right in behind them. It's like following someone through a closing door, except the door leads to their destruction. This constant evolution, stronger defenses leading to more creative attacks, shows you how both sides keep learning and adapting. But innovation like this, that's what wins wars in the modern age. Ukrainian anti-tank ditch crossed by a Russian infantry group that scattered across Ukrainian territory to take positions. And the 225th Assault Regiment's Black Swan unit tracking this infantry group and neutralizing them one by one. A magnificent FPV drone operation, 50 seconds. Picture this. Russian infantry thought they were being clever, crossing that anti-tank ditch and spreading out across Ukrainian territory like they owned the place. They probably felt pretty good about themselves, thinking they'd found the perfect spots to set up their positions. But guess what? The Black Swan unit from the 225th Assault Regiment was watching every single move. These guys don't miss anything. While the Russians were busy congratulating themselves on their tactical brilliance, Ukrainian FPV operators were already marking each position, taking notes, planning their strikes. And then the hunt began. One by one, methodically, systematically, each Russian position got visited by a precision drone strike. You can imagine the panic spreading through their ranks as explosions started going off around them. What seemed like a successful infiltration turned into a nightmare pretty quickly.